Okay, I think I'm streaming. Let's streaming. Okay, oh good, I heard my audio right away because I was ready this time. Okay, oh good, I heard my audio right away because I was ready this time. I wonder if that comes through. It does come through. All right. Awesome. Cool. All right, so let's get things started. We'll do that. We'll do this. We'll pin this. We'll unpin it at the end. Okay, we're going to post a message before one of my mods gets upset at me. Okay, and then one of the few times I'm kind of remembering advertising. Let me advertise to my personal. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay. Then we'll go here. All right, cool. All right, and I think I've advertised. Okay. Whew. All right. Let me also get my cheating gloves on. I'm starting a little bit earlier than usual. I wouldn't start for another like 15 minutes, but I was like, all right, 15 minutes is not long enough to play a game. So, I mean, I guess it depends on the game, but if I was going to play a game, it probably would take more than 15 minutes. Uh-oh. Where's my cheating gloves? Here we go. Cheating gloves. Boom. There we go. Okay, all right. I can noticeably tell it is getting much drier outside, so I'm actually afraid I may need to retouch up on the cheating gloves halfway in the middle of stream. But anyway, so we'll just go from there. Happy 2+ years! Yay! Hey Bert, how's it going? Welcome in. How are you doing? Thanks. So, long story short, I actually passed my 2 year, both my streaming anniversary um, and my affiliate anniversary, and I was like, oh, I didn't mention. Hey, welcome in, Andrew Ward. Thank you kindly for the applause. Yeah, that explains the plus. Yeah, so I was like, oh, whoops, I probably should have mentioned something, and then I totally forgot. So I was like, all right, let me just mention it today. Happy coincidence, it's also September. I swear this was not planned. I was just like, oh no, I forgot to mention. We'll call that my 2+ years cheer. Thank you kindly. All right, let's see. So, yeah, let me just quickly check the dates on when I actually started doing things. Let's see. Okay, so my first Twitch stream ever was June 26th, 2022. So, as of June 26th earlier this year, that would have been 2 years. Um, so how many streams ago was that? That was probably like at least, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was like 12-ish streams ago, but some of those were game streams. So, maybe 7, 6, no. Yeah, about eight Magic streams ago. So a little bit late for that. Um, Charlie's Beats, welcome in. Hello, how's it going? We were just going over my stats. All right, as far as like affiliate anniversary, my first affiliate stream was July 31st, 2022. So that would make that 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 streams ago. That would have been my 2 year uh, 2 year Twitch affiliate anniversary. So I'm a little bit overdue. But then I was like, oh man, I forgot about all these things. Well, I should probably just mention it. So here we are mentioning it. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and do the eyes. I'll feel left out if I don't do the eyes. Boom, there we go. Oh my god, it just fell directly. That's like the perfect positioning for the eyes. And normally I'm really good about cleaning up my cards in between like streams, and I discovered when I sat down today that I had completely kept the Twitch deck out and in the open and not at all cleaned up, and I was like, oh no. They just sat out. Hopefully they're not too dusty, but I imagine it should be okay. That's my hope. Let's see. Good news, bad news. Bad news, I haven't been doing as much magic as I feel like I probably should be. Good news, I at least learned a new trick, so that's good. That's good. So, anyway, yeah, so let me just warm up. I'm going to move my nameplate over. Okay. All right. Let's look for a four of a kind. And we're going to warm up with the new thing, because why not? All right. Does the order actually matter? No, not really. Okay. All right. Let me just do a warm up. But anyway, hey, E-room. If I wasn't awake before, I'm definitely awake now. How's it going? How was everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? Happy September. Hopefully everybody had a glorious Labor Day weekend if you celebrated Labor Day weekend last week. I had a good time because I basically had 5 days off because I took Thursday, Friday, and Monday off last week. But this upcoming week is going to be a full week of work, so not that it's bad, but I'm kind of in the middle of a project at work, and it was supposed to be slated for the end of Q3, but it doesn't look like it's going to be done probably by the end of Q3. So a little bit nervous otherwise. Saki, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing, Saki? I haven't even done my done a warm up yet, so that's probably what we're gonna do. But okay, all right. So I've set aside 4 cards over here. We would need a card selected. It doesn't actually matter what it is. If anybody would like to select a card, actually, let me place these down here. If you are on desktop, let me just double check, make sure heat map's working. If you're on desktop, feel free to click directly on the screen and we'll put a heat map marker on one of these. That should be the selection. And it doesn't matter that I know what it is. So let's go ahead and whoever clicked on this, thank you very much. All right, I believe it is this one. Yep, that's the one. Okay. All right, so here we go. The selection is, you can do a drum roll. Actually, I don't know if you guys can hear that because I think the audio muting for noise is probably pretty good. 7 of spades. All right, so let's make sure that everybody's 7 spades. Vampire Eat. Vampire 337, welcome in. How's it going? Okay, so here's our selection, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lose that into the middle of the deck, like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and also just to double make sure that it is lost in the deck is shuffle it. Okay, next we're going to make sure that sometimes people think that magicians will hide a card on the top and the bottom, but we're going to make sure that it's not on the top. That's not the card, right? That's not the 7 of spades. And it's also not over here, and then of course it's not on the bottom over here or over here. So anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the 4 cards that I set aside earlier. Now these 4 cards that I set aside are going to be helpers. They are the 4 jacks, and so here we have the jack of diamonds, the jack of spades, the Jack of Hearts, and the Jack of Clubs. Hi, Chan. Welcome in. How's it going, Chan? All right, so we have the 4 aces here. Now, here's the thing. Let me just go ahead and cut the deck into 2 piles like this. And we agree that your card must be in one of these 2 piles, right? Because we saw it go in there. And but here's the thing. With these 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place 2 jacks onto each pile. Okay, so here's a jack. And then here's a jack. And then here's a jack. And then here's a jack. And I just realized that I did this a little bit incorrectly. We're just going to go ahead and swap these 2 jacks for this jack. Okay, so 2 jacks, 2 jacks. Either way, should hopefully work. Hopefully I didn't spoil anything. But, I'm just going to use the power of intuition. And I know that there's this American stereotype that women's intuition is more powerful than a man's intuition. And suffice it to say, I'm a man, but I'm going to attempt to channel my women's intuition. Here we go. Just by touching these 2 piles, I'm going to intuit that our card, our selection, is here in this pile. And Magician Tuition says Vampire Eat. Because, well, we do know that 2 of the jacks are here, but actually 2 of the jacks are over here as well. However, all of the jacks want to go to the pile where the selection is. So if this is the case, there should be no jacks over here. And there are actually a couple of jacks over here. Alright, I just realized that is probably less magical because I messed up the trick. But, that's okay. What was the selection? 7 of spades. I don't actually have to know what the selection is. But, if I show you in this pile, the 7 of spades is not here. And actually, if we just use the jacks to just wave over this packet, there's actually going to be something interesting with this pile. The 7 of spades is here, but it's actually not going to be facing the same direction as all of the other cards. It's actually here. And that is a brand new trick. I just learned it yesterday. Maybe 2 days ago? 2 days ago. So, anyway, giving that a shot. Welcome in, Untaphoria. Hold on. I don't know if I read that name correctly. Untaphoria. Oh, wow, okay. That's how I would pronounce it. So I'm sorry if I butchered, yeah, kawaii eye roll. Let's see here. Oh, hey, welcome in, Ice Flame X. How's it going? Yo! Let's see. Thank you kindly for the clap. Saki, Vampire Eat. You did great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm almost tempted to do that again. You are right. Untaphoria. Oh, man. Sweet. First try. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and do that again, but maybe we'll do that challenge mode in the serious way we're supposed to do it. Also, there's a bunch of people in chat now. So, all right. Let's do it one more time from the top, even though, from the top. Here we... Chan the Magic Man. Wait, I don't have my audio up. I couldn't hear that. No, my audio is up. Hold on. Did something just happen? Yeah, but Chan, thank you so much. Chan, thank you so much for the tip. That's okay. That's probably why, because I don't have tips up for sounds. That's probably it. Thank you so much, Chan. You didn't have to. Thank you so much. Thank you kindly. By the way, sorry for missing some of these streams. It's just my work schedule. Sometimes I forget what day it is which. Dude, Ice Flame, no worries. I totally understand. I mean, a lot of people have obligations, have families, have work, have school. everything is much more important than just coming to hang out with a guy trying to do magic on stream. But I'm here for you if you want to be entertained, or if you just want to hang out. Like honestly, that's kind of mostly why we're here, right? Follow age. Vampire Eat has been following for 11 months, 6 days, and 22 hours. Well, thank you so much for the long time follow, Vampire Eat. I was I was last here 11 months, 6 days, and 22 hours ago. That's amazing. I vaguely remember maybe you being here. It was many streams ago. I really enjoy your streams. Thank you, IceFlameX. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, man. So, yeah, I honestly like coming to hang out, having fun, and I like laughs. So, this is a good time. All right, okay. All right, legit. I've set aside 4 cards. Here's the 4 helper cards. We're doing this trick again. All right, if you guys are on desktop, somebody can go ahead and click directly on the screen, and that'll place a heat map directly on one of these cards. And then after I redo this trick, then we'll do a proper. Oh, okay. We got several cards here. All right, so we're gonna have to do a vote off. So we got one right here. We got. Oh, I've already disturbed these, so I'm going to assume that not this one. This one was that one, and then this other one. It's probably this one, and then and then this one. Oh man, there's so many cards. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's the 4 cards. Here we go. Okay, we have 2 queens and a king. All right. Do we want to vote off on these? Or do I have to do something with all of these? Because my card messed up everyone else's. Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, we have two heat maps on this. Oh, we have 2 on this one too now. Okay. All right. So I guess people don't like the queens here. So all right, we're gonna. Oh, there's 3 on the king. All right, the king is going to be the selection. All right, sorry other cards. We're gonna have to save you guys for another trick. So we're gonna lose those. All right, remember the king of hearts, and the king of hearts is gonna go into the middle of the deck like so. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna probably have to clear these heat maps here. So hang on, let me. 'Cause there's a lot of them. Delicious. Thanks for all those heat maps. All right, and then while we're here, let's go ahead and just give this a shuffle. And then, okay, all right. Now, importantly, some people believe that magicians will hide a card on the top. That's not the card, right? That's not the King of Hearts. But also some people believe that maybe it's hiding further beneath, or it's on the bottom. But no, that's not the case here in this case. So here's what we're going to do. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and show you our 4 helpers. So our 4 helpers are the 4 jacks. So here the 4 jacks are the jack of diamonds, the jack of spades, the jack of hearts, and then the jack of clubs. All right, great. Okay, now I'm going to cut the deck into 2 halves, and we would assume that your card is in one of these 2 halves. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 jacks, and I want to place 2 jacks onto each pile. So let's go ahead and place 1 jack here. There's another jack, 1 jack over here. We're going to place another jack over here, and then place this last jack over here. So 2 jacks on each pile. Okay. I didn't mess it up this time, so I don't have to do any weird shenanigans. Now look, once again, I'm going to use my intuition. I have to breathe deep for intuition. I don't know why, but here we go. I'm sorry if that sounded terrible. Anybody remember those old herbal essences commercials? Yeah, it's... All right, here we go. I intuit that the card, the King of Hearts, is in this pile. So that would mean all of the jacks have jumped from here to there, and the ones that were already here are still there. So look, if we take a look, all right, we knew that 2 of these jacks are here. That's right. But now if we take a look, there should be no jacks over here. Ah, see, that's right. And then over here we've got the other 2 jacks. Now once again, we know what the card was, so we know that the King of Hearts won't be in this pile over here. If you take a look, there's no King of Hearts. But now if we take a look over here, let me just go ahead and use the jacks to wave over this packet. Actually, they're doing like a windy wave. It's a little bit alliterative. That's almost very funny. But now if I spread these cards, you'll see that there's one card that's face down, and that card, you guessed it, is the King of Hearts. And that, my friends, is a new trick. So I learned that from Kimun Do, and I think he had and it was based on some other original trick. I don't have all of the research done for it, so. But anyway. Okay, thank you kindly for those claps. Unteforia, E-Room, thank you for the applause. Vampire Eat, all right. Well, I see a bunch of things in the queue, so we can do a bunch of things in the queue as well as let's take a moment and give everybody a shout out. All right, guys, welcome in. How are you doing? If you haven't been here before, hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled this really weird way. Hold on, let me pull out the nameplate again. Ta-da! Okay. Let's see. If you guys are not following all of our friends, I'm going to give everybody a shout out right now. So, let's start with, guys, you're not following our friend Bert, a.k.a. GipsonLens. Please give GipsonLens a follow. Acclaimed pianist, sight reads from songbooks that he owns, has composed a bunch of his own originals. Let's see. Guys, you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats. Please give Charlie's Beats a follow. Charlie's Beats has streamed before, but now I like to call him a music Twitch famous chatter because he's basically in all the music streams that I like to hang out in. So he's always there chatting. Let's see. Guys, if you're not following our friend E-Room, also known as the Pope of Indiana, but does a variety of different kinds of streams, has done IRL streams, opens up a bunch of things, does community games. So please give E-Room Kim a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend Saki. I actually had a chance to meet Saki830 last year at TwitchCon. Saki is a singer and came to visit the United States, and I got to meet her at TwitchCon. And I got to show her magic in real life. So, let's see. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man. Please give Chan a follow. Chan, one of the other few magicians that has a regular magic schedule on Twitch. Chan does Magic Mondays, and so give him a follow. And Chan, thank you so much for the tip. You didn't have to. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else? Is there anybody else who's a streamer that wants to get a shout out, but we did not shout out? Guys, give our friend IceFlameX a follow. IceFlameX has streamed before. Has streamed some music streams and some woodworking streams. I haven't seen IceFlameX stream in a while, but if you want to catch IceFlameX in another stream in the future, give a follow now. And then later, you will be repaid with a stream. Maybe. Plausible deniability. All right, let's see. All right. Whew. And then, let's see. I think I'm mostly caught up. Let me just catch up with chat over here. What did I miss? Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. I'm halfway through my own shoutouts. Did I just rapid fire all their shoutouts? That was pretty good, right? I'm not streaming for over a year, but I'm planning on streaming ASAP. Lol. Well, thank you for keeping me honest. There, IceFlameX. No pressure. Obviously, you do whatever you need to do. And if you want to get back streaming, awesome. And if not, no big deal. I do make it a point in my stream to let everybody know that I'm not a streamer as my number one priority. I have a 40-hour per week job. I have a kid. I have a family. I have to take care of like house things. right now I have to worry about closing the pool because it's getting cold, and so we will end up having to. All right, awesome. So let's see. Oh, for anybody who doesn't know and would like to, we have a trick list, which is basically a streamer song list that just has magic tricks in it. Except for one. One of them is not a magic trick. But if anybody wants to see any more magic, go ahead and request from the queue. I think anybody who is at least following can request. Um, but anyway, so other than that, let's see. We got a couple of requests in the queue. And for anybody who just came in and was wondering, hi, I did not realize this, but I have been streaming for two plus years. I didn't mention this on a stream like a few months ago. And then I was an affiliate for 2 years. I should have mentioned this about 5 streams ago. And so I was like, oh man, I should probably say something. I've not, let's see. I want to do content creation full time eventually, says IceFlameX. Yeah, I hear that it's super hard, but if you have a lot of ideas, it can be very fulfilling. But just don't fall into the trap uh, of burning out, because that's when you are basically making content for money and not because it's content that you want to make. And I've already drawn the line in the sand. Like, if you guys haven't noticed, I don't stream that much, but when I do, I'm very happy to do so. And because I'm not doing it, to survive, I'm doing it for fun. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm going to have fun and I won't burn out. I still make YouTube videos, and I just make what I want on YouTube, so it's like I don't burn out. The thing is, nobody, quote unquote nobody, but like very few people watch my videos on YouTube. And I am monetized, but the people who do watch my videos, it is like the people that I want to watch my videos and not just like randos, because I tried doing YouTube Shorts, which is a trap. Anyway, so YouTube Shorts don't pay anything. YouTube Shorts get you views, but they're viewers that you don't want. And it's just like, all right. So be careful with the content creation full time. Anyway, so first up, IceFlame X, you've requested a trick called Dazed. I normally like to close I normally like to close stream with a handful of tricks, but this is one of the tricks that I like to close with. But that's okay. Today we're going to be doing it second. Well, I guess third, because I did the first trick twice. All right, first things first. I've got a packet of cards here. We have a 6 of diamonds. We have a Queen of clubs. And then we have 4 other cards. Here's the thing. If I show you the cards from the back, they're going to look the same. There's nothing weird about them. However, if I were to turn the packet over, it's going to look weird because they're also going to be backs on these. So they're double backed cards. Actually, except for this one weird one. This one weird one is actually like a card that's blank before they print the face on it, from the card factory. I know that people don't usually call them card factories. They're usually like card printers because, you print the. Anyway, minor technicality. So, all right, here we go. But here's the thing with these double backed cards. They have a strange property. If I go ahead and I hold the packet over, let's say the 6, for example. So look, if I just hold it over the 6, that's actually going to do something interesting. That's actually going to reflect the 6. I don't know if you could tell, but now all of these cards are 6 of diamonds. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? That's super weird. Let me go ahead and take the packet, and I'm going to reflect it over the Queen of clubs. Here we go. Now, not only did that reflect the Queen of clubs, but actually all of the cards are now Queens of clubs. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? Because that should not happen. That's a little bit weird. That's a little bit bizarre. But then you can still see these cards are Queens of clubs, right? But if I take this card, this is the part that's going to get people. If you haven't already been gotten, as far as like tricks are concerned. But look, all I have to do is turn this card onto the Queens of clubs, and look, all of the cards have become blank. Is that strange? Super strange, right? And at this point, a lot of people wonder, hey, can I see the backs? And I'm like, yeah, of course, here. And that, my friends, is dazed. In my mind, I wanted to say don't get dazed, but I'm like, all right, you're probably dazed. Or in my mind, I was also thinking don't get eliminated. If you guys remember this very old show, I was thinking about this show. I don't know why, but it's like a physical challenge show from like I think it was Japan or Korea. I forgot it was Japan or Korea, but it was dubbed over in English, and it was put on. I think it was called Most Extreme Challenge. So I think it was called MXC here in the United States. I don't know what the original show was, but their tagline was "Don't get eliminated." I don't know why I thought that. Anyway, let's see. Thank you kindly for the claps and the emotes. E-room, Chan, Vampire Eats, E-room. Let's see. Ice Flame says, "I feel like for shorts, you almost have to exclusively do them to be successful with them." I don't think that's necessarily true, but yeah, the thing about shorts is that when you do shorts on YouTube, it eats into regular viewing time, and like a shorts view is way less valuable than a regular video view. But you basically have to engineer shorts to be viral, and if they're not viral, they are not worth it. So, yeah. Anyway. That, my friends, was Dazed. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. One of my favorite tricks. I like to perform that kind of at the end of my set, but today you guys got to see it a little early. So we'll just have to choose a different finale trick for later. All right. So, next up we have a request from Chan the Magic Man. Chan, thank you so much for the request. Oh, guys, if you've been sitting around for a while and you're not hydrated, please hydrate. Today I am having black tea. This is, I think, is this a, it's a English special blend of black? I think that's what it is. It's whatever, it's cheers, cheers. All right, cool. So let's see. Next up, we have Ace on top. Actually, do we want to use Ace or do we actually want to use Queen on top? Because Chan the Magic Man has signed the Queen of Clubs, so we could conceivably use the Queen of Clubs as the one that's on top. So we'll use the 2, 3, 4, and 5 of clubs as well. We're just replacing the ace with the queen. All right. So, okay. Here we have a bunch of cards. We have the queen of clubs, the 2 of clubs, the 3 of clubs, the 4 of clubs, and the 5 of clubs. Now, here's the thing with these cards, right? Normally, this trick would be called ace on top, but since we're not using an ace, it's actually going to be queen on top. So in this case, Chan the Magic Man signed queen of clubs on top. And I just realized that this is going to make for a hilarious patter. Okay, but here's the thing. This is not so much a trick as it is a game, so try and predict which card is on the top. Now I'm going to show you the first magical move. The first magical move is going to happen just in a second right here. Important question, which card is on the top? Hopefully you guys saw that magical move. Did you guys see it? For anybody who's guessed the 5, I don't know if you were paying attention, but we're playing the game now. The game's in full effect. Because look, if I show you, it's actually the Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs is on the top. There it is. Chan the Magic Man has the emote. All right. Okay, I'm guessing anything but the one we saw, says Vampire Eat. All right, Vampire Eat, you are on the right track. All right, here we go. What follows the Queen of Clubs? Now, this would have been the ace before, so it's going to be an ascending order. So now you're going to see the 2, And then, of course, now you're going to see the 3. And then you'll see the 4 and the 5. Important question. What card is this? Any guesses? We'll give everybody a second if anybody wants to guess. If nobody wants to guess, I understand. Fear can be very crippling. Fear of embarrassment, fear of getting something wrong. But just trust me, getting something wrong in this stream is okay. I am primed to deceive you. Vampire Eat has guessed Queen. Well, lucky for Vampire Eat, that is the correct answer. Because look, is this not now on top? Because this is on top, right? Because look, that's the Queen. There we go. Queen of Clubs. Followed by the 2. Followed by the 3. Followed by the 4. And then followed by the 5. Super strange, right? Super weird. All right, important question. What card's on the top? Full disclosure, I didn't do any magic just now. I literally just turned the packet over. And if you guys guessed Queen, that would be correct, because here it is. There's the Queen right on the top. Okay, now, important question. If I take the Queen and I place it somewhere into the middle of the packet, like this. It's not on the top. It's not on the bottom. But if I just put it in, what card's on the top? Some people might guess like 2, 3, 4, or 5. But if you guess Queen, 2 says 2 from Vampire Eat. No. You should have guessed the Queen, because the Queen is on the top. I know it's very strange, but here's the thing. Let me go ahead and grab the Queen, and I'm going to place it clearly into the middle of the packet. So it's going to go right here. All right? I'll do that really slow. So important question, which card's on the top? Now, if you haven't figured out, the packet's going to be self-correcting. So the card that's on top should be based on the logic of the trick, it should be Chan's got it. Chan says the Queen. Queen of Clubs. That is correct. 17 says Vampire Eat. All right, but anyway, so here's the thing. Let me go ahead and I'll remove the Queen of Clubs. And what follows what would have been the ace, in this case the Queen, here's the 2. Now let me go ahead and grab the 2 and place it furthest away from where it's supposed to be. I'm going to place it here on the bottom. So it's going to go here on the bottom. So now, important question, what card's on top? It's not the Queen. And if anybody guessed the 2, I know that goes against all logic, but here it is, watch. The 2 says E-Room. E-Room! You got it. Good job. Now, I have a few more cards here, but what if I told you that I could perform this trick with the cards face up? That would be really weird, huh? So look, here's the situation we are currently in. Now, in order for this to work while the cards are face up, the Queen has to jump all the way up to the top. The 3 has to slide down to the middle. The 2's got to jump all the way up here. The 5's got to slide all the way down to the bottom, and the 4's got to take over 1. Now, that's a lot of movement for getting everything to line up, right? But all we have to do is just one thing, and that one thing is I'm going to go ahead and find the Queen and put the Queen on top. And I don't know if you guys know, but when the Queen is on top, she's going to self-correct the rest of the packet. Now, we know that the Queen is on the top because we can see her on top. But what follows the Queen? It's going to be the 2. And what follows the 2? It's going to be the 3. What follows the 3? And at this point, you guys figured it out. I can count! Yes, that's right, I can count. 4. And then, of course, what follows the 4? 5. And that, my friends, is Queen on Top. Thank you so much for the request, Chan the Magic Man, for the request and the tip. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Whew. Thanks for clearing that, Chan. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Vampire Eat, E-Room, Chan the Magic Man. Thank you, guys. How's everybody doing today? Is everybody having a good weekend thus far? My sympathies for anybody who needs sympathies, because work day again tomorrow. I will need sympathies. Chan says, doing good. Awesome, Chan. Chan, I've been seeing you're continuing to eat from a lot of different places. Hopefully all good food. A lot of it looks pretty good. I have been cooking. I've not okay, I actually made some really interesting food yesterday and I did not share any pictures. So you guys are going to get first peek before I actually share it because I haven't shared it yet. But for those of you who like burgers and those of you who like breakfast, I think I have a new version of a breakfast burger. Now, a lot of the times when people say breakfast burger, you think, oh, maybe it's like a sausage patty. Maybe there's like bacon and eggs on it. And to be fair, I like having bacon on it. No, this is changing one other part of the burger. And let me find the picture here. Here we go. All right, so I created a burger and I replaced the bun. I replaced the bun with 2 waffles. Egg McNasty, says E-Room. And if you guys were denying that I made this and ate it, well, the next picture is I munched on half of it. And what, says Ice Flame X? Yes, that's right. So this is a burger in which I replaced the bun with waffles. And might I say, I enjoyed it. So there you go. There it is. I'll share these on social media later. Waffle burger? Yes, waffle burger. That is correct. All right, so a couple of things. I normally like my waffles when I toast them to be super crunchy. You cannot have that for this. This will not work. You need to still be kind of moist because it needs to kind of be bready. So have 2 of those, and then you basically put all the normal burger stuff. I was debating making it more like breakfasty, but I'm like, let me just isolate one variable and just make the bread the waffles. Everything else remained the same. With or without syrup? No syrup. I just wanted it to be just a regular burger where I only replaced the bun. But Vampire Eat, that's where my mind was initially going. But I was like, no, let me just try it with one variable, which is the waffle bun, and that's that. But was really good because the waffles themselves have a slight bit of sweetness. And I don't normally like things like pickles in my burger, so it provides a little bit of sweetness without having like a pickled taste or anything. But if you guys saw out of the half-eaten one, I had onions on mine. So I like onions and cheese. I basically make the toppings like a McDonald's hamburger because that onions and mustard taste is basically what I think of when I have like a fast food burger. But otherwise, yeah, it was pretty good. Lego my ego, says E-Room. Ketchup, yeah. So my toppings are mustard, ketchup, and sriracha, and I mix all that up, and then I just put it on. Now, E-Room says keep the waffle and replace the burger with a sausage patty and add maple syrup. Nom, yeah. So that's another thing that I was thinking of. Iceland Max says, what the heck? Yeah. So anyway, I felt like that was going to be polarizing, so I figured I will make it, and then I will talk about it. So there, you guys got a glimpse into my future social media that I have not posted yet. Anyway, yeah. So if anybody else has had some interesting food experiments or anything different lately, I would like to know. Please share. Please share in chat. Let's see. In the meantime, oh, Vampire Eat says pineapple pizza time. That's also very polarizing. This might be a controversial take, but I'm gonna say that I think the pineapple on pizza gets a bad rap. Now, I don't think I prefer it, but I've had Hawaiian pizza and it's fine. Like it's not bad. It's just a different taste. And like honestly, like the ham is like just a replacement for whatever meat it would be. So it could be pepperoni, could be sausage, whatever. And then I feel like the pineapple, it's got both like some acidity, um, and that could like offset, if you have like tomatoes or something. Um, but yeah, I guess maybe like the weird texture of a pineapple might get this on people, but yeah. Yeah, GipsonLens says, "Yep, pineapple's fine." Yeah, like there's nothing like here's the thing. I like pineapple by itself. And I like pizza. It would be very weird of me in my personal opinion to say that I don't like pineapple on pizza just because there's this weird stigma about pineapple on pizza, right? Like okay, all right. Let's see. So let's see. Isolate Max says, "I do not like cooked pineapples." Okay, yeah, that's fair. So, some people like their pineapples just fresh. I get that. That's fine. Okay, here's my alternative like compromise for Ice Flame X. Have just a regular pizza and then cut up fresh pineapples and then place it on top. And then I would ask, is that more or less offensive than the cooked pineapples? See, E-Room says, I call dibs on the thin crust meat lovers pizza. All right. I like meat lovers too, but I used to like meat lovers too much, and so it was not great for my health, so I've turned to having some vegetables on it. So I will get a balanced mix of meat and vegetables. Nah, the sweetness ruins the flavor, says Nestle Max. All right. That's fair. That's fair. Why? At least you thought about it. Which is more than some people. Like some people are just like, they have such a visceral reaction and they can't deal with it. And it's just like, just think about it, and then give me a fair answer. Like, pizza sauce equals veggies. All right. E-Room says pizza sauce equals the veggies. Therefore, all red sauce pizzas have veggies on them. All right. Okay, we're gonna do this trick early. I normally do this later, but I want to do this trick because I want to keep it fresh in my repertoire, and I don't want to forget it. So, going to be using 4 coins, 4 cards, and we will be covering each coin with a card. And then we're going to be making the coins jump and teleport in between the corners. So, here we go. First one, this one's going to jump from here to there. Going once. Second one, going twice. And then last one, there we go. And that, my friends, is the coin matrix. Basic coin matrix. I guess in the interim, I can also do the cardless version because it's just a nice natural follow-up to it. Once again, I have all 4 coins here in the 4 corners. Hands are empty, and then here we go. And once again, and then we have 1, 2, 3 over here, and then we have the 1 over there, but all it takes is just 1. And that, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix. All right. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Vampire Eat. And my apologies if anybody was offended by the pineapple pizza discussion. But look, it opens up your mind. Just think about the different flavors on top of things. So, what can we learn about what Nam likes to do with burgers and waffles. So I am a fan of. Here's the thing, right? I like waffles. I like burgers. Why shouldn't I be able to enjoy both together, right? And so that's kind of like the mindset. Same thing. I like hot dogs and I like tacos. But for some reason, when I give people the image of placing a hot dog into a hard taco shell, people are offended because they're like, no, no, that won't taste good. I'm like, have you tried it? Like, I can say I've tried that. So, yeah. This is not to say that hot dogs are great for you, but they're so delicious. All right. Let's see here. I should also put this trick to the queue, and we'll get a count for it. Okay, awesome. And then I see that Charlie's Beats has requested a trick. So let's see here. How to do this. All right, give me a moment. Okay, I think we can do this. Okay. Don't mind me while I just mentally go through. If I remember how this works, I should. Okay. All right. Okay, so next up we have Triumph Squares requested by Charlie's Beats. Okay. All right, here we have a bunch of cards. Let's go ahead and just give these a quick. All right, and we're going to need a card selected. You know what, Charlie? I'm doing the wrong trick. Okay. I've set up for this other trick, and I mix it up with the trick that Charlie requested. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do the trick that I set up for, and then we will do the trick that Charlie requested. And then we will proceed. Oops. So here's the thing. I technically... So I did not mess up Charlie's trick per se. I just messed up like what was in the queue or what was in my mind. Does that count as a boss trick? I mean, I don't. In the spirit of boss tricks, I don't think it counts. By the way, if anybody's curious what we're talking about, so I do this thing where if I mess up a trick, I'm gonna say I don't think it counts as the spirit of the boss trick. But anyway, so where were we? Okay, all right, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, let's give that a quick and then cut. All right, we're going to need a random card selected, so let's actually have, you know what? If somebody would like to click directly on the screen on one of these cards, right there, one of these will be the selections. Technically, you didn't start the trick. Yeah, I mean, right, I caught it right away. I was like, thanks, Charlie. You got me. All right, okay, all right, one. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do something crazy. There's three heat maps. Sorry, four heat maps. Five heat maps. Okay, we're gonna use the five heat maps. We're gonna use all four of these cards. Okay, is that okay? Should we do that? Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay. This might be a little bit nuts. I've never done this before. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let's just go for it and just pray. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut the deck into about 4 parts. They don't have to be exactly equal. They can just be a little bit, a little bit off, but it's fine. Okay. Let me just grab. Delicious. Okay. Now, what we are going... E-Room says, like unsalted cashews, that's just plain nuts. Yep. Wait. E-Room, No, nobody did this, but I'm gonna give you one of these. There you go, Eroom. You earned that. Okay, all right. Where was I? Oh yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and turn these two piles face up, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to shuffle face up into face down cards. I know that's very horrific, and you know we shouldn't do it, but you know what? We're gonna do it anyway because that's the kind of people we are. People who like to mess things up. All right, now let's go ahead and do this again. And then let's go ahead and do that one more time. And now, oh crap. Mark Rides says, that is scandalous. You know what? You're right, Mark Rides. Welcome in, Mark Rides. How's it going? Um, okay, so not only did I go off the rails and we decided to wing it. So normally you do this trick with one card, but we have 4 cards. And at this point, I'm supposed to find your card. But we have A, 4 cards, and B, they're all right here. So I can say, hey guys, I found your cards. There they are. Hey. All right. That's probably not going to be that impressive. You know? Mark Wright says, we got a free scandalous shuffle. That's right. Found them! Yeah. Also, I didn't even show you what they were, right? So, okay, when I mess up a trick, I'm going to bring out the true talent of the stream. So, for anybody who doesn't know, there's the true magical talent of the stream. It's not me. I'm just the mouth. So, if you guys have heard of Penn and Teller, Penn is the one that talks, and then Teller is the one that does all the magic silently. So, I am like the pen. See, my mouth is yapping? But the true magical talent of the stream, and those of you who see in chat, you may already know who he is or she. I haven't verified, but it is the deck sock, guys. Here's the deck sock, the true magical talent of the stream. Take a bow, deck sock. And all right, so the deck sock is now going to tell me how to recover from this trick. Oh yeah, what? Okay. I think the deck sock is whispering to me. Yep. Whispering sweet nothings into my ear. No, sorry, deck sock. I'm married. All right. Here we go. Can you tell me how to impress the audience with this? Okay. I got it. All right, here we go. The deck sock says spread the deck. Spread the deck. Okay, so here we go. We're going to spread the deck. Whoa. Okay, and some of the wait. Something is messed up here. Deck sock, did I do the right thing? All right. Well, the deck sock has told me that there is a discrepancy, but we could still wing it. So every single card is that is face up is either a spade or a diamond. But the deck sock says the 4 cards that are here, the audience will be able to guess. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start taking them out, and here we have the ace of spades, the 2 of spades, the 4 of spades, the 5 of spades, the 6 of spades, then the 7 of spades, the 8 of spades, and the 9 of spades. And then the deck sock says, ignore this. Pretend you never saw that. Okay. We'll pretend you never saw that. That doesn't explain one thing. I don't think. But okay, I guess we'll deal with it later. It looks like you found 7 of our 4 cards. 3 of spades is a card. Okay, alright, so Mark Wright says 3 of spades is a card. So now we're just missing... What card are we missing? Are we missing any? That's super bizarre. Okay, alright, so here we go. Let's start revealing these cards. We have the 3 of spades. The 3 of spades was my card, says Vampire. Eat. Okay. Alright, and then what's next? We have the 10 of spades, Jack, Queen. Alright, unfortunately we didn't get the king. Wait, what's that, deck sock? Deck sock says turn over the top card of the deck. Oh, ho, ho. Good one, deck sock. Thanks for saving me there. All right, and that, my friends, is Play It Straight. Nice one, says E-Room. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man. Thank you kindly for the claps. And emotes, E-Room, Charlie's Beats. Nice batter. I mean, look, that's all I have. The magical talent is right here. And so I am just all of the patter. So thank you. And for those of you who don't know what patter is, patter are the words that you say during a magic trick. Whether they are true or not doesn't really matter. So what Chan just said to me was, good acting. And I was like, yes, that's all I have. I'm only an actor. What's my motivation? Okay, alright, let's go ahead and perform the trick that Charlie actually requested. This is going to be called Triumph Squared. This one, I can have the audience legitimately shuffle. Let's go ahead and actually shuffle because 13 of the cards will be directly adjacent to each other. All the spades. Okay. Alright. And you know what? Here's the funniest thing. If I had just said, oh, this is the wrong trick, and then didn't do it, I wouldn't have messed that up. I would have just gone on and performed this trick for Charlie's Beats, and then I wouldn't have messed one up. So now I've just given myself a boss trick because I did a trick that I messed up that was in the trick list. Mark Ride says, wait, do you have any square cards instead of rectangular cards for this trick? Mark Rides. Alright, hang on. So normally, this would be a redeem, but I don't believe these cards have a redeem associated with them. But I do, Mark Rides. I do have them. So, hold on, let me just double check for like weird extra cards. Okay, yep. Alright. Very well then. So I'm going to be doing this trick, Triumph Squared, with square cards. A couple things to let you guys know about these square cards. These square cards are called the One Deck Mini multi-game cards. It is Triumph Squared only fitting. Yes, I know. I understand, that's why. So as part of these are not just regular playing cards. They are regular playing cards with multiple symbols on them that will allow you to play things such as dominoes, use them as poker chips along with another deck. You could play backgammon with them. You can play checkers with them. You can play chess with them. And then they have a bunch of blanks to be like whatever filler cards if you happen to lose one or whatever. But now, before we actually do any tricks with the deck, let's show you the deck. So here's a 5 of spades. But this 5 of spades could function as a pawn, a black chip, a 2 and a 0 for dominoes. This is just a queen. This can function as a domino or a knight in chess, and so on. So you'll see a lot of these, but ultimately the most important thing to remember here is that they're all still unique because of the card, and they all have a bunch of additional features. And the fact that they are square may hurt me here. Okay, so first things first. Let me find the best way to shuffle these. Okay, there we go. So here we go. This may be one of the few tricks. I don't know if I pulled this out on stream before, maybe just to show you guys. I don't know if I've done a trick with them, but might be the first trick. Okay, first things first. I'm going to cut the deck into two packets. Next, we are going to go ahead and need a card selected, and it doesn't matter that I know what it is. So let's go ahead and if anybody wants to click directly on the screen, this time we will need one card selected from this pile and one card selected from this pile. So Does it come with a game mat to play chess or checkers on? That is so cool. It doesn't come with a game mat. The intent is that the pieces, the cards that are not being used to be playing chess and checkers, you lay down these face down as the black squares for checkers and chess. So it's not like stable, but otherwise it'll work. Like, okay, cool. So we've got. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull out this one, and then. So I'm sorry whoever chose this one, but we'll get there. All right. So let's turn this card over. This is the selection from the first packet. So that's an 8 of hearts, and it also happens to be a pawn. So here we go, 8 hearts. And let's see. If you know what it is, I can pick black queen. Oh. No, so I see. I see what you're saying. Is the black queen in this pile, or do you just want the black queen in general? Let me see. There's a black queen in this pile. Okay, so we'll go ahead and choose this one. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and place this into this packet, and you'll notice that it's going to go face up into the face down packet. That's the important thing to remember, okay? And so, and then the one over here, I would have spread this out like this, and then we would have had a card chosen. But in this case, Mark Rides wanted to select the queen of spades. And so we're going to go ahead and once again place this face up into a face down packet like this, and it will look like that. Okay. All right. Not sure what card that would be. Chess, the black queen. Yeah. So there we go. Wait, was that a spade or was that a... That was the queen of spades. So queen spades. There you go. Wait. Queen spades. There you go. Okay. All right. Well, I guess there we go. For the 2 selected. Delicious. Okay. Now, a little bit of card history for those of you who are uninitiated. Triumph is basically when we shuffle the deck together, face up and face down. So, our most important thing that we need to do now is we're going to be turning one of the packets face up, leaving the other one face down, and then we're going to shuffle them together like this. Now, some people believe that there's some shenanigans that can occur at this point, but I will show you how clean and fair pushing these together is at this point. And now everything is lost. And now sorting these will be more difficult because I'm not used to handling square cards. But here, let's give these a couple of cuts. Like that. Cut. And then one more cut for good measure. Right there. Okay, now we've severely messed this deck up, and I'm going to need to fix this. By I mean the true magical talent of the stream, the deck sock. All right, deck sock, do your work. All right, this is a good reminder. If anybody's been sitting around for a while and you haven't hydrated, please hydrate because the deck sock is not used to having square cards either. Okay, what's that, deck sock? Okay, I think deck sock's done. It's a lot faster than I thought. Oh, don't be talking about your speed on stream. Okay, all right. There we go. Here we go. So now the deck sock says spread the deck. Spread the deck. All right, here we go. Is everything good? Is everyone going to be impressed? Okay, here we go. Whoa. All right, first things first. These spread very well, and it was very smooth. And also, the backs are very contrasting to the front, so you can immediately tell there's a black bar there and a black bar there, which is the back, which we just discussed, is what we would use for the black squares if you're playing chess or checkers. And what are these 2 cards? Well, here is the 8 of hearts. That's a pawn. And then here is our queen of spades. That's a queen. That, my friends, is Triumph squared for Charlie's Beats with the impromptu redeem of square cards from Mark Rides. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Okay, while I have these cards out, let's see what else I can do as far as like Can I just handle these cards like regular cards? Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, E-Room, Vampire Eats, and Charlie's Beats. All right, let's see if I can do this. Hold on. Here we go. Hey. Nice. Can I split? It's hard to split. Yeah, there we go. All right, nice. Not bad, not bad. Thank you kindly for the applause, Ewan. So let's see what else I can do. We can. So there's actually they're directional. So like it is really easy to bend the cards this way, but not this way. So I would assume which way is this? So it's actually easier to bend them. Oh, from the side and the front and the back, not as easy to bend. So if I get some that are off by 90 degrees, that'll totally mess up a shuffle. That would be really rough. Okay, all right. Let's see. Next up is Fantastic Four. I absolutely cannot do Fantastic Four with the square deck. But, sorry, we may change the order of things in the queue because I can do the 2-card Monty with the square deck. So, let me just swap those. 2-card Monty is pretty quick too. Okay. And you know, I happen to have the deck box as well. So we can use that. So first things first, let me get a pair of matching cards. Here we have it. Okay. All right. Okay, let's pray this goes to plan. All right, here we go. First things first, we have 2 cards, the 3 of diamonds and the 3 of hearts. Now, if you were here, I would ask you to hold your fingers out like this, and then you would hold the 2 cards like this in your hand. Since you're not here, I'm going to use this deck box as a platform. There's nothing on here, so it's just, if you were here, it's just easier. Okay, all right, so here's what we're going to do. The name of the game is trying to remember which card's on top. Now, if you don't remember which one's on top, I'm going to do a little thing that'll give you a hint. So right now, if I have the 3 of hearts, you must have the, I think a lot of people would say 3 of diamonds, right? Okay, so now here's how I'm going to show you how magicians swap the card. I would slide it into your fingers, and then I would use my other fingers to slide out the bottom card. So now, if I have the 3 of diamonds, you must have the 3 of hearts. All right, exactly. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to swap at speed, okay? Here we go. We're going to swap once. I'm going to swap it twice. And we'll place it here. So which one's on the top? Would you be more impressed that the heart's on the top and the diamond's on the bottom? Or the diamond's on the top and the heart's on the bottom? Mark Rides asks, what's the name of the square deck? Oh, yeah, I'll tell you in a second. Oh, you might be able to see the top, but yeah, I'll show you this box in a second. All right, so if you guess that the diamond is on the top and the heart's on the bottom, or you guessed that the heart is on the top or the diamond's on the bottom, both of those are incorrect. And at this point, I would ask you to turn your whole hand over, and I would show you, because Mark Rides wanted the queen of spades. That's a queen, and there we have it, the 2 black queens. And that, my friends, is 2-card Monty with square deck of cards. Oh, man. Wow. Okay. All right. Cool. Now, all right. As to what... Thank you kindly for the emotes and the claps and the wow. E-Room, Chan the Magic Man, and the claps, and for the cat claps. Oh yeah, the con Vampire Eats got the black cat clap right there. Okay. As for what deck these are, so this is called the 1-deck multi-game cards. Now, good news, bad news. I don't know how available these are. That's the bad news. They may or may not be available, and they were not cheap even for a premium deck of cards. Now, the good news is that they are pretty good quality cards, but I'm not sure if you can find it around. The thing is, I happen to know that the people who made this a Kickstarter, it was successful because that's why this was the first run. Yeah, one of the black queen chess pieces just happened to be a queen of spades. Yes, that's right. But I know that the people who made this actually made a second run, and their second run is actually of a slightly different size. It is still square. They're smaller because a lot of people were like, "Oh, we need smaller cards to be able to fit on like train tables and like airplane trays and stuff like that." So they made a smaller one. This might be more readily available. So this is the size difference. Also, the newer ones come in two different colors, black and red. But yeah, so the size difference is about this. But yeah, also called the one deck, but it's the mini one deck. So yeah, that's basically what it is. But if you can't find it, just search for like one deck game cards Kickstarter, and it'll at least lead you to the Kickstarter, and then I think the Kickstarter will lead you to the actual page, and then that page may or may not have availability. So good luck if you decide to find it. But yeah, so one deck multi-game cards. I'll throw that in chat for anybody who's interested in looking out for those. But otherwise, yeah, that's there it is. Okay, all right. So let's see. Next up, we have a request from Chan the Magic Man, which I will have to use my cards for performing that trick. But then I do see that eRoom's got the premium deck of cards redeem, so we will pull out a different premium deck of cards after this. Okay, all right. Next up, we have Fantastic Four. All right. For anybody who is not aware, the Fantastic Four card trick that I made is a conglomeration of a bunch of other tricks, but as far as I know, nobody else has ever performed a trick like this way before, and so I do not hesitate in calling this my original performance. See, Mark Ride says, "Oh, so you can mix both red and black to make a full checkerboard." Yes, you could do that. Absolutely. That is probably the intent with having two colored backs and having them be red and black. All right, and then yeah, so I would say this is like an original trick of mine. I would not be hesitant to say that. Also, thanks to Mark Rides, who happens to also be here, but Mark Rides was instrumental in having me put this trick on my trick list, because for a long time it was not. And then now it is. All right, so for those of you who are familiar with the Fantastic Four, the Marvel Fantastic Four, this trick is a tribute to the Fantastic Four. All right, so first things first, I have a packet of cards here, but I don't want you to think of this packet of cards as just a packet of cards. This is the spaceship that the four individuals who go up into outer space to then explore an anomaly, and as they pass through the anomaly, they all get special powers. Now, each one of them is different, and they're going to be represented by different cards. So first things first, we have the Two of Clubs. The Two of Clubs is going to represent Reed Richards, who will be known as Mr. Fantastic. What's his power? The power that he gets is actually going to be the power to stretch his body parts. And so we are going to go ahead and get this into a situation where if we just tug at his top and at his bottom, we're going to be able to stretch his head and his toes, and he's going to become longer and longer, and that's the stretchiness factor. And honestly, after he gets used to doing that for a while, he's going to be able to hold his shape just for a short time. So look, I can look at that. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? But he can't hold it for too long because that's just a new power. He has to get used to being that stretchy. And so that is Reed Richards, who's going to be known as Mr. Fantastic. Next up, we have the Queen of Hearts that's going to represent Sue Storm, and she's going to become known as the Invisible Woman. Now, the Invisible Woman, as you can guess, she gets her power because she gets her name because she's going to be able to turn herself invisible. Now, when I tell her to turn invisible, that's not exactly what she does because you can still see her. That's the weird thing here, right? But she will turn invisible whenever she wants to turn invisible, and I can't tell her because of she's got some sass. But I don't know if you could tell. But look, she has actually become invisible now, and she doesn't just come back when I say, "Hey, Sue, we need you to come back." She's going to be invisible until she wants to be seen. And with that, she will be returning now. Next up, we have 8 of Diamonds. The 8 of Diamonds is going to represent Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm is going to be known as the Thing. He loses his human skin. He gets a rock hard skin, and he's going to lose his beauty. But he gets superhuman strength. And, there's not really a good way to show the strength. But if we take any Joe Schmo, let's say this Joker, and we tell him to hold the phone, this Joker will not be able to hold the phone. So if you take a look, it bends completely, cannot hold my phone. But if you ask Ben Grimm to hold the phone, he will be able to. No problem. And Ben Grimm gets the power of superhuman strength. And then finally, we have Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch. And he is going to be represented by the 7 of Spades. Now, all he has to do is say, "Flame on!" And then he becomes fiery red. And actually and this is how he flies, right? He combusts, and then he displaces the air, and then, that's how he flies. But actually, after he's done, he has to say, "Flame off!" And then he becomes an extremely smoky version of himself. I don't know if you can tell, but he is now very smoky. Mark Ride says, "Rock hard like a diamond?" Yes, yeah, that's right. Mark Ride is referring to the 8 of Diamonds, and I chose the diamond because the Thing is rock hard like a diamond. I'm glad that you saw that, because actually I chose each one of these for a specific purpose. Anyway, I'll talk about doing creating the trick shortly after this. So after all 4 of these individuals discover their powers, they go back to Earth and they decide, we need to do something good for humanity. And so they decide to create the Fantastic Four. Wait a second. There we go. Fantastic Four. Whew, okay. That, my friends, is this isn't just a trick. This is like an entire routine, and people who create tricks and routines tend to be a little bit longer. They might string a bunch of tricks together. Tricks can just be like one really fast, quick thing. And so, yeah. Anyway, Mark Rides, I'm very happy that you saw that Ben Grimm, the Thing, was the 8 of Diamonds, because, yeah, I was thinking, what card do I make Ben Grimm? And at first I was like, I need to choose a different suit. And if you didn't notice, so we had Johnny Storm was a spade, Invisible Woman was a heart, and Mr. Fantastic was a club, and so I was just like, all right, they all have to be different suits. And then I was also thinking they all have to be different numbers too, because they're not really the same. So the whole motivation for me making this trick was that there's another trick, I think sometimes also called Fantastic Four, also sometimes called Fabulous Four, or Fantastic Five, or Fabulous Five. But really, it is not a trick that uses 4 different things, and it doesn't represent what I imagine Fantastic Four is, like the Marvel version. It's just 4 of the same cards, like 4 aces or something, doing the same thing. Alchemmutation! Hello, welcome in! Hello, Raiders. How are you doing? Thank you for giving a shout out to our friend Alchemutation. Guys, if you're not following our friend Alchemutation, a.k.a. Craig, please give Alchemutation Craig a follow. Chen yells, Craig! I assume that that's what that pronunciation is. But let's see. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you guys doing today? Durkee Blaine, Alchemutation. Thank you so much for the follow, Durkee Blaine. Let's see. I believe most of you know who I am, but for anybody who does not, hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled this really weird way. Oh no, I didn't clean up this trick yet. All right, hold on. Let me clear this before we proceed. Mark Rides, thank you so much for the resub for 9 months. That is a Twitch baby. Thank you so much for the resub, Mark Rides. And I like to do sleight of hand card magic here on stream. I normally do sleight of hand Sundays. Here we are. And he's magic adjacent. Wait, what are we talking about? Are you related to David Blaine? Oh, we're talking about Durkee Blaine. Likelihood is low, but if he is, awesome. All right. So, Craig, how's stream? What'd you do today? Alchemutation plugged you pretty well. Guys, also, if you did not know, Alchemutation, Craig, is the #1 raider to this stream. I think he has raided to my stream over 25 times probably at this point. I could do the math, which would require me to go into the spreadsheet, but I don't know if you want to spend a few minutes looking at the spreadsheet, but actually, I don't really want to show off the spreadsheet. It was good. Bob played some songs. Awesome. Also, if you guys are not aware of who Bob is the demon that appears on Alchemutation's stream. So, over 30 now. It was good. Oh, over 30 now. Oh man, that's nuts. No relation, but do a little magic. Hence the Blaine in the name. Oh, awesome. So you like to do excellent. So yeah, I'm quote unquote, I would say newer to magic, but I guess I've been doing it for like 5 years now, so maybe it's not that new. And I've been streaming sleight of hand magic for two years now. 2+ years because I missed my streaming anniversary and I missed my affiliate anniversary, which happened like a few months ago and then like last month. So anyway, Craig, is there a trick that you would like me to perform for you and your viewers? Now, for those of you who have not been to my stream before, we have a pinned post in chat, which is the trick list. So I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist. House Andrell, welcome in. How's it going? We got double raid. What? Oh, come on! All right. For those of you who are not aware, when we have a hype train here, we have to do magic as fast as possible. So here we go. All right. All right, this is what we're going to do. First things first, we're going to need a card selected. So it doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter that I know what it is, because there's the selection. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, and you guys can take a look and make sure that you guys know what it is. Now, that's the 5 of hearts. Now, would you believe that chat is now connected to the 5 of hearts? Now, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the 5 of hearts and place it in the middle of the deck. Right there, you clearly see it going in, but look, if I snap, you and me, the collective we, can bring the 5 of hearts back up from the middle all the way up to the top. I know, that's hard to believe, but look, here it is. Now, here's the thing. We just got the power. We don't want to waste it. Let's go ahead and do it again. Okay, look, I'm going to go ahead and place the card into the middle of the deck, and we're going to place it in there. Once again, the royal we, I mean, we haven't snapped yet, right? So that's not your card, not our card. But if we snap, the royal we, i.e. chat and me, we're going to bring that card at the 5 back to the top. Because look, is that strange? That's super strange, right? Now, here's the thing. Some people believe that magicians will do, like, sneaky shenanigans-y stuff. Like, maybe hide it on the top, hide it on the bottom. But look, I'm going to leave this sticking out. You'll know that it's the same card. It was signed by one of our other friends. And that happens, but look, I'm going to go ahead and take it and place it in the middle of this packet. I'm going to grab this whole packet and place it in the middle of this packet. And now, if you don't trust me, it's not on the top. It's not on the bottom. Not until we snap. Because look. Thank you so much for the bits, House Andrell. Thank you so much for the bit, Alchemutation. Because look, now we have the 5 of hearts. Alright, and that, my friends. Okay, so I have to continue doing tricks for the rest of the hype train. For anybody who's interested, the hype train music is actually an original of our friend and mod GipsonLens, aka Bert. This is a combination of two different versions of that song, and I kind of mixed them together in my very rudimentary mixing kind of way. Alright, so I have the 4/5s, and what I'm going to do with these 4/5s is I'm going to do something super interesting. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn each one of these 5s face up for one card at a time. But if I did it like that, that's not magical. So what I need to do is I need to hold the packet like this and give it a magical twist. By the way, the backs of these cards, perfect for twisting. Look at how clean that looks. But look, that'll turn up the 5 of hearts. But now if I hold the packet and give another magical twist, that's going to turn the 5 of hearts down and turn the 5 of clubs face up. I know, super weird, right? Super weird. That shouldn't happen. That's a little bit weird. Okay, now look, if I go ahead and I turn this over and I give it another magical twist, that twist is going to turn up 5 of diamonds. I know, is that strange? Okay, now, here's the thing. We've got one other card left, the 5 of spades. Now, the 5 of spades is magically resistant. You don't have to believe me, but just trust me, that's the reason. I'm going to hold the pack and give it a magical twist, and you'll notice that no cards turn face up. But the 5 of spades is the one that we have to get. Even if I get 2 magical twists, 1, 2, that's actually going to go ahead and not do anything. But, actually, can I get a bunch of people in chat to click directly on this packet? The more heat maps that we have on it, the more magic it gets, and that will turn up the 5 of spades. So go ahead and click direct. Okay, we got 3. We got 3. Anybody else want to add their magic? So each one of these heat maps is like an MP. So if we can give it more MP. Okay, we got 5. We got. All right. Anybody else want to click on it? Okay, I think with 5 that might be enough. Here we go. And we got the 6 right on my head. Oh wait, we got another one on the screen. Okay, excellent. If I spread 5 of spades, did you turn face up? Did you get enough magic? There it is. The 5 of spades is turned face up. Okay, alright, let's see. Let's do another one really quick. Okay, so look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Charlie's Beast, thank you so much for the gift sub. I'm going to leave the 4/5s over here. We're going to get a card selected. Doesn't matter that I know what it is. Let's say it is the King of Clubs. And the King of Clubs here is going to be our selection. Oh, now let me go ahead and grab the King of Clubs. We're going to go ahead and place that in here. And now we're going to be grabbing the 5s, and here's what we're going to do with the 5s. I'm going to go ahead and turn the 5s face down onto this packet. And now what we're going to do is, if I just wave my hand over these cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if you've noticed, but actually all 4 of those cards have become one card. And actually this one card that's right there, if I spread, it's actually become 4 cards. And actually, oh my god, thank you for all of those things. We're going to thank everybody as soon as this trick's done, and we'll go back and we'll also thank all the raiders, and we'll go there. All right, and here we are. If you take a look, the 1 card is our King of Clubs, and those 4 cards are our helper cards, the 4/5s. And that, my friends, is the end of a hype train. Thank you so much for that hype train, everybody. Thank you so much for all of the support. Nice, dude. Have you not found Magic Twitch yet? Oh, Durkee Blaine. Oh, yeah, talking to his... Okay, all right. I'm going to have to catch up with chat. But before we get there, speaking of anniversaries, House Andrel, thank you so much. All right, so let me just go back. All right. Thank you so much for the raids, both Alchemutation and House Andrel. Thank you so much. Oh, wait. Oh, House Andrel, did you come in and not raid in, or did you raid in? Let's see. But if that was, and then thank you so much for the resubs. So thank you so much for the resubs, Mark Rides and House Andrel. Speaking of anniversaries, yeah, hi House Andrel, by the way. I forgot that I had my streaming anniversary a few months ago, my 2-year streaming anniversary, and then my 2-year affiliate anniversary was like a month and a half ago. And so I was like, I forgot to mention anything. And so I was like, okay, let me just say something today. But oh, no Raiden. Okay, cool. Sorry. My mistake then. That should have keyed me off in my mind, because I was like, okay. So that's why the hype train kicked off, because it's a resub. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you so much for the bits, Alchemutation and House Andrel. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. And delicious. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Wait, is the hype train still going? The hype train's still going. Why didn't you guys tell me? Did the hype train? Okay, yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Jeez. All right. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna do the alchemy mutation trick really fast, as we can. Actually, alchemy mutation has signed one of these, right? Alchemy mutation is a oh, that was okay. Alchemy mutation has signed the ace of clubs. Yep, that's right. So alchemy mutation is our raider, and please give alchemy mutation a follow. Also, I'm still trying to do hype train, but sorry, I did not realize that the hype train's not over. The music's over, but I did not see that it was still continuing. So we'll have to do a bunch of other things. Okay, so here we have our ace of clubs. Now we're going to go ahead and place this into the middle of the deck like this, somewhere in there. Okay. Now, importantly, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shuffle, and just to make sure that it is lost in there. And then this is the, so I did see that somebody tried to request a trick. I think Durkee Blaine, you tried to select a trick, and it was previously, I did it just earlier today. All right, so now here's the original version of Triumph, because I did the 2 other versions of Triumph earlier. But here we are going to be doing, we're going to shuffle face up into face down cards. I know it's very horrendous. We should never do this, but it is triggering. And so here we go. Don't do this at home, kids, or parents, or adults. All right, so now we have, look, if I show you, this is super mangled now. We have these cards all face up, face down, all sorts of things. And you'll see how messed up this is. So look, we have a back to a front, and then we have a front to a back. E-Room, thank you so much for the bits. You don't have to. We have a back to a back, and yeah, so, but look, here's the thing. We are going to fix this because that's what triumphs do. This is a triumph. Mark Rides, thank you so much for the 5 subs. You took... I just realized why this is done, right? So we are going to continue the hype train. Then this is why. Hold on, my hands are up here. I'm not doing... I'll wait for all the emotes to clear. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs and the bits. Mark Rides at E-Room, thank you so much. Now look, if I show you all of the cards here, we have a card face down. Every other card has corrected itself. Everything is facing in the same direction. Every single card except for our card, Alka Mutation, the Ace of Clubs. All right, so let's see here. We're going to go ahead and let's grab all of the aces, and we're going to do something with the aces. Okay, so each one of these aces, let's pretend that, you know what? These are going to be people who've stolen my heart. So here we have the Rusty Panda, Charlie's Beats, GipsonLens, and Alchemy Mutation. All have stolen my heart. And now they're plotting to steal more of my heart. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to have them, thieve from my body. All right, I know that's super weird, but look. Okay, so here's the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs. Oh, sorry, the ace of hearts, and now here's alchemy mutation, the ace of clubs. We're gonna leave alchemy mutation out because he's the ringleader, and what we're gonna do is with the other aces, we're gonna have them run to different parts of my body to steal different things. So here, they're gonna run to my feet to steal my toenails? I don't know. And then they're gonna run to my armpits to take my armpit hair, and then we'll take this person will run to my head to steal my eyebrows, and then of course alchemy mutation is going to be stealing. What would you steal, alchemy mutation? My wrists? Yeah, I guess those are pretty important, right? So alchemy mutation is steal my wrists. Okay, now here we go. We're not holding any breaks. We're not. But look, all we have to do is give them just a second, and then they realize that, hey, wait, Nam is on to us. He's gonna tell us that we're not allowed to do this, and so they're gonna get out really quick because look, alchemy mutation has brought everybody up to the top, and they're gonna get away from me in a helicopter, a little micro helicopter off of my forehead. And okay, so. All right, I'm not going to lie. That was like one of the weirdest tricks I've ever done. Full disclosure. Okay, all right. Let me grab some red face cards. And Okay, there's some, and then let me grab some black spot cards like this, this, and like that one. Okay. All right, so here, what we have here are 4 red face cards. We'll leave those over there. What we have over here, 4 black spot cards. Now, here's the thing. We want to have these intermixed. Now, normally a lot of people would say that this trick is a simulation of oil and water, having black be one of them and red be the other one. But as I say, this is just a simulation. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and lay them down mixed up here, black and red. Let's do that again. Here we have black and red. Okay, black, red, black, and red. And if we just give that a second, that's all that it takes for the colors to separate. Because look, if I show you in the bottom, that's a black card. If I show you on the top, that's a red face card. But actually, all of the red face cards have floated up to the top because take a look. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? And then all of these are the black spot cards. Now, you guys must not be impressed because I'm probably doing this really fast and there's no time for you to digest it. But look, we're going to go ahead and do that again because I didn't hear any applause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here's the thing. Maybe last time you thought this was not impressive because I started with a black card and the black cards are the ones that sunk down to the bottom. So maybe this time we're going to start instead with a red card. Okay, so here we're going to go red. I'm going to go black. Going to go red. Going to go black. Red, black, red, black. Now if we just give that a second, and we will let the cards separate. I don't know if you guys could tell, but look, they've separated. I could end this right there as a comedy routine, right? But no, that's okay. If we take a look at the bottom, now I did start with a red one, right? But but logic continues in the trick, it should be black should have sunken down to the bottom. Hey, that's black. Now if we look at the top one, red. There's the bottom one, black. Top one, red. Bottom one, black. Top one, red. Bottom one, black. And top one, red. And that, my friends, is a simulation of oil and water, classic version. And I know that the hype train is over now, but since I did do an interruption in the middle of the hype train, I will extend some tricks. Let me go ahead and do the face-up version of this one. And so, look, I have a bunch of cards over here that are black spot cards, red face cards. You would not mix these up at a glance, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of the red face cards. We're going to place that over here and take one of the black spot cards and place that over here. Now, I'm going to tell you what some magicians do. We are going to go ahead and close this up. When they do a snap, some people will say doing the snap is just for effect. But actually what they sometimes do is, I'm going to snap now. And what I did was I just kicked the improper card into the correct pile. Because now if I show you all of the cards in this pile, look, these are all black spot cards. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? And if over here, you look, they are all red face cards. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Let me go ahead and so here's 2 and 2. And then once again, we have 2 and 2. Okay, I'm going to take 2 red cards, place them on 2 black cards, 2 black cards, place them on 2 red cards. Once again, I'm going to do the snap. Okay, all right, now, here we go. If you don't notice, look, all the cards are now red face cards. And look, all of these are black spot cards. Okay, now I said that this is face down, face up, but normally we would leave. I'm just going to do this part face down because look, I'm going to go ahead and take the black spot card, place over here, and the red face card, place over here. This is the part where we turn everything face down. We're going to mix them together like this. And now, if I do the snap, we are going to go ahead and they're going to fix each other because look, watch. Here we have all 4 red face cards, and over here, all 4 black spot cards. And that, my friends, is, I'll call that a hype train. All right. Woo! Now I can breathe. Also, I need to take a swig to hydrate. Those of you who've been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please hydrate. Okay, I'm going to need to scroll up and... welcome in, Big Ducky Snow. How's it going? How you doing, Steven? All right. Okay. let's go back a little bit so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I did Triumph as part of that hype train for Alchemy-Mutation. So we did that one. And then we'll have to do some of the other ones. Okay, cool. But anyway, thank you so much for the Bits E-Room, and thank you so much for the 5 gift subs, Mark Rides. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, you got Alchemy-Mutation. Excellent. And Big Ducky Snow. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and hopefully you guys enjoy ad-free viewing and emotes, and I'm sorry I haven't filled out all my emote slots, but you can get some of the most unique emotes. I don't know who else has a directional compass or crooked cards or Merry Christmas. No, nobody else has those, certainly. And then the other day, somebody, I think it was Rob Kovacs, he hadn't seen my the mind blown one, and we've been using that here for a while. But I was like, oh yeah, I guess that is a little bit newer, but I didn't even make it. I stole that from the internet. And then Chan, thank you so much for the gift sub. To Jerky Blaine, thank you. Kindly, you did not have to. But greatly appreciate all the support, everybody. Thank you so much for that hype train. Hopefully you guys got a solid amount of level. What was that? We made it to level 3, right? Hype train. Thank you so much. I did a lot of tricks during that one too. That was and sorry for the interruption. My mistake. I did not realize that the hype train was still going on. Whew. Okay, so FYI, for anyone who didn't know what was just going on, every time we have a hype train here, I have to do as many magic tricks as fast as possible, and that was that was it. So, and then let's see here. Charlie's Beats, thanks so much for the gift sub. Did you? That was another. Hold on, that's not showing up in my ticker for some reason. I see it in chat. I just don't see it in the summary over here, which is weird. But thank you so much for that gift sub. Let's see. So yeah, and this is why we go through chat, just to make sure we cover everything. Let's see here. Okay, I do kind of want to go back. So, Durkee Blaine. Oh, guys, give Durkee Blaine a follow. I just discovered Durkee Blaine today, so let's Durkee Blaine, let me give you a follow. So let me see. Mute. All right. Okay. How do I am not clicking on the right thing there. Okay, and then we have. Let me see here. Speaking of anniversaries. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm finally catching up. Sorry, catching up with chat. Woo! You'll hear me randomly read chat. Durkee Blaine says, I did a Paul Gertner trick on a friend's channel and it was memed Durkee Blaine. Oh, okay. That's awesome. All right, fun story. So I got a chance to meet Paul Gertner at MagiFest, not last year, 2 years? No, wait. No, it was technically last year. I didn't go this year, but then I'll be going next year. But yeah, I got a selfie with Paul Gertner. For anybody who doesn't know who Paul Gertner is, if you've seen, for people who are not magicians, if you've seen Penn and Teller's Fool Us, Paul Gertner has been on Penn and Teller's Fool Us 5 times. And I believe he has fooled them 3 out of the 5 times. So he is currently winning, fooling them. But that's cool. That's nice. Durkee Blaine, if you hear this, could you tell me which trick of Paul Gertner's you did? And I'd be curious to know. All right, let's see. And then I see that you requested Play It Straight Triumph by John Bannon. I did it earlier, but we could do it again. So let me play it again. All right, I can throw it in there. Let's see here. Because full disclosure, I messed it up earlier. Shh. That's okay. The deck sock fixed everything. Triumph effects are my favorite. Oh, okay, all right. So that explains the like of Triumph tricks. All right. Let's see. Nice, dude. You have not found Magic Twitch yet. Oh yeah, guys. If you're not following all the other people in Magic Twitch, there's 4 of us. There's me. There's Chan the Magic Man, who's also in chat right now. There's InfoXZar, and there's Hallowthorn. 4 of us have or had regular Magic schedules on Twitch, so give us follows. Please expand Magic Twitch. We are looking for more people that do Magic on a regular schedule. So, let me see here. Check out a Magic Twitch there. Okay, good. All right. It looks like Chan already got it. Thanks. Let's see here. Not yet, but am also DM a little vid to you. Okay, cool. Did the hype train end? Is still timing down on my screen? Yeah, nope. My fault. My fault, guys. Thank you, Vampire Eats and Andrew War, for confirming. Great tricks get requested. Awesome. Let's see. Okay. Give his heart back, you jerks! All right. It's okay. My wife has my heart. I don't think she'll let go. Queen of Hearts looking good. All right. Oh, apparently I earned a hype chest. Open to see what your reward. What's a hype chest? I've not been hanging out on Twitch as much. I just opened a hype chest. Hello there, emote. Oh, okay. So now you get a chest for your hype train emote instead of just being given the emote. Is it because it's more surprising? It's like, hey, I'm opening up a chest, guys. Wait, is this Travelers now or Oil and Water? That was Oil and Water. I had 2 Oil and Waters in there. If they move from one pile to another. So Travelers is like Invisible Palm. So that's basically Travelers or Open Travelers. Let's see here. And then Big Ducky Snow came in. Welcome in, Steven and Big Ducky Snow. Let's see. Thank you kindly for all the emotes. Vampire Eat, E-Room, House Andrell, Big Ducky Snow. Obi says hi, and you are loved. Thank you, Obi, guys. If you, and thanks for the. Is that Jumbo emote? Yeah, that's right. Obi's cute. Look at Obi. Let's see. Steven says, I'm doing not quite bad. Feeling very sleepy after a day full of blessing and productivity. I must lurk now. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, and hopefully you get good night's sleep. I know that it's tough to get sleep in modern day American culture. So if you need to sleep, go ahead. I definitely go rest. Durkee Blaine. I met him shortly after his unshuffled kicker he did on Penn and Teller. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. No pic, just autographed card. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, you met him. I mean, so here's the thing. For anybody who is not aware, they're magic celebrities, and the world of magic is very small. So when I went to Magifest, I was like, oh my god, there's like magic celebrities, and I got selfies with like a bunch of them. So it was great. I got a chance to talk with a bunch of them too. Let's see. YouTube buddy on unshuffled. Oh, okay. Yeah, unshuffled is good. I don't do it. I don't think I can get 100% Pharaoh. But yeah. Let's see. That's hard. Doesn't require 8 Pharaoh shuffles in a row. Yeah. For anybody who doesn't, okay, actually, let me just quickly go through what a Pharaoh shuffle is. I won't explain the implications, but all right. For anybody who wants to perform a Pharaoh shuffle, what you would do is take exactly half of the deck, and then you would insert it in a way so that hold on. These are cut this way, I think. And I'm not very good at doing them perfectly. And so you would basically get it so that it is basically 1-to-1. Now this is not perfect because I have a couple extra cards over here, so I didn't even cut it. But if you can get it, actually, otherwise that's actually pretty good. That's what a Pharaoh shuffle is. So if anybody cares or knows. All right, okay, but it's spelled Pharaoh. Okay, there you go. All right, where were we? Okay, my shuffles have gone to poo with small medical issues. Oh, my sympathies, Durkee Blaine. Hopefully you get better. And let's see, a special emote. Yeah, there we go. Sorry to hear that. Aging sucks. Yep, it's true. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, now let me update the queue in here. All right, so we got this one all set. We got Incanto Tromposo next, and then we can do. Okay, all right, cool. All right, let me prepare for a thing, and we will go from there. Hold on, I need another. There we go. And then okay, all right, this should be good. Okay, I'm not revealing the secrets of magic on screen right now. Okay, good. God forbid that I do setup, and sometimes there's stuff that I would mess up and reveal the secrets of magic. Okay, let me just run through this really quick in my head so that I have it, and then let's see here. Okay, I have got it. All right. Okay, here we go. Yep. Okay. Wait, I thought it was Pharaoh because that's what Yugi Moto uses to cheat with the heart of the cards. The Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon. In Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon. No, so that's what so Pharaoh in Yu-Gi-Oh is spelled Pharaoh because they are play off of Egyptian stuff, but Pharaoh in the shuffle is spelled F-A-R-O. So for anybody who's curious, or if you are actually looking into learning these Mark rides, it is F-A-R-O. There you go. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Says all right. Says Alchemmutation in response to that thread. Okay, cool. All right, where were we? Okay, here we go. So, this is called Incauto Tromposo. And so here we have some black spot cards. We've got 1, 2, 3 black spot cards, and I would like to lay those down right here. And then we have, and this is the you know what? House and Drell's in chat, right? So here, House and Drell, we're going to leave House and Drell here. And look, we have these other cards, the black spot cards over there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave the other black spot cards over there. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make one card swap. And you tell me where the different card is. Here we go. Make a one card swap. Okay. If anybody wants to play at home, you can click directly on the screen if you're on desktop, and the heat map will show a card. And you're trying to find the card that is a different card. So for some people, I'll give you guys a peek. Here's what the cards look like for those two. Which one is the different one? All right, I see that we have 2 votes here and 1 vote over here. All right, I'm going to assume this one is Chen the Magic Man, because for those, I have no idea because we aren't using magic land cards, says Mark Rides. That's right. So for those of you who have selected this card, this is the red face card, and you would expect that this would be the different card, right? Because you saw 6 other black spot cards. But no, this is actually the different card because this is the black spot card, and none of the other cards are black spot cards. They are all red face cards. And that, my friends, is Incauto Tromposo. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. And of course, if you clicked on this because you were House and Drell and you were like, I feel like I have to click on myself, I'm not calling anybody out. But anyway. Alchemmutation says, son of a what? All right. Mark Wright says, I vote 6 of clubs. 6 of clubs. Thank you kindly for the claps. Vampire eats and E-room, or 7 of clubs on my phone. Oh, I'm totally clicking myself, says House Antrell. Wait. PG-13, PG-13. Can't see that well to count on my phone. Thank you kindly for the clap salutation. All right, let's see here. And E-Room's got the Changasm. And yeah, so Mark Rides alluded. So we have redeems here, channel point redeems. If you guys would like, I have a bunch of blue redeems in which you can select a different deck of cards, which I just realized. Oh, we did not do E-Room's request for a premium deck. All right, so we're gonna have to go do some more tricks with a premium deck. But I probably should have done this trick with a premium deck because I could have done it because I can't do the vampire card trick with it. All right. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. First things first. I'm gonna clear this one. Then I'm gonna put a Magician's Choice in the queue. And I'm going to need to do that with premium deck. And then E-Room, I'm sorry you've been left waiting so long for premium deck. What's a premium deck? So a premium deck redeem is just basically I will do a trick using a premium deck of cards. So normally I will use either bicycles or our current Twitch deck, which is actually the Twitch deck. But E-Room, if you are still there, give me a number between like 1 and 50. We'll use that number. And then also E-Room, because you've been waiting for so long, I'll still do the redeem, but here, you can have your points back. So, but to show you guys what the premium deck experience is, you guys choose a random number, and then I'm going to grab that deck. 3 says E-Room. I'm going to grab that deck out of this box. This is a shoebox, but opened premium decks. And if I just give you guys a glance, so many premium decks. So number 3, 1, 2, 3. So this one. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Have you guys seen this before? All right, whatever. We'll use it. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, I consider most of my Theory 11 decks as premium. Yep, I also consider Theory 11 premium. Mostly, whether it feels premium or not, if I paid a premium price for it, or if somebody would have had to pay a premium price for it, that's basically it. All right, so here's the thing. I can't do Vampire card trick with this, so we will use this deck for whatever tricks happen after. But we're going to set up for the Vampire card trick, and that is over here. So for those of you who want to be let in a little bit, so I have a bunch of packets where a bunch of card tricks are already set up. Ta-da! And I have them well labeled. But the Vampire card trick is over here. So okay, all right, here we go. So we have a handful of cards here. We've got the Ace of Hearts, the 2 of Hearts, the 3 of Hearts, and our vampire are going to be represented by the King of Spades. Now the King of Spades is going to be drinking the blood of our first victim, going to be represented by the Ace. And all it takes is 1, 2. You table the trick after me. Oh, you label the trick after me. That's the best trick yet. Well, here it is. Vampire eat. Yeah, exactly. Guys, Vampire eat is the vampire in this trick. So there we go. So because look, this is going to be the third part of the meal. But here's the 3 of Hearts, the 2 of Hearts, and then here's Vampire eat. Yeah, look at that. But look, the blood has been sucked out of the Ace, not just on the front, but also on the back. I know, super weird, right? Vampire eat, you're really hungry. I know. So, all right. But here's the thing. Now, look at that. So now here we have the 2 of Hearts, which is going to be the second part of the meal, and then we have the 3 of Hearts, which will be the third part, and then we have Vampire eat right here. Vampire eat is going to be eating the second victim. I don't know if that's how quickly you eat. Are you vampire eat? Are you a competitive eater? Please let us know. Our minds are wondering what Mac don't do the Castlevania trick. Don't want to scare away vampire eat. Don't do. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, here we have the 3. Here's vampire eats, and then yeah, here we have the 2 has been eaten, not just the front, but the back as well. I know, super strange, right? Yeah, full disclosure, I have themed this trick as a Castlevania, um, with the hearts being like the ones that Simon collects and stuff. So, all right, and then finally for the 3rd victim, Vampire Eat is going to eat the 3rd victim because look, and not just the front, but also the back. I know. Is that strange? Super strange, right? Okay, now, but here's the thing: Vampire Eat lives in a modern day society, right? And so there's cameras everywhere, and so Vampire Eat knows that if there's 3 victims, Vampire Eat can't get away with it, and so Vampire Eat is going to wisely attempt to find a way to escape the authorities. And as all vampires do, they can turn into a bat and fly away. Because look, Vampire Eat knows to get out of Dodge real fast. And that, my friends, is the vampire card trick. As one does, confirmed by Vampire Eat. Yes. There we have it. All right. I know that was requested by Chan the Magic Man. Chan, thank you so much for the request. But hopefully, Vampire Eat, you especially enjoyed that. Because your name was basically in the trick. So. All right. Okay. Let's see. I have to make sure that I don't mix up some other things. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Let's go ahead and clear that, and then okay, all right, let's show you the premium deck that eRoom has requested, but then I gave him back his points, but we will do a trick with these anyway. So, first things first, let me pull them out. They are in a nice box called Knights. Knights referencing chess knights, which has come up more than once tonight. But you can see the different pieces here on the back. And then also on the back, you'll take a look and you see that it is a collection of different chess pieces. If you look really close right there. Come on, focus. All right, well, I think you got the idea. And then here's the faces. So all of the red ones are like gold. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but it's basically this kind of gold. And then black is basically still black. And then the jokers are 2 knights that are... Oh, no, wait. Oh, sorry, these are extra cards. These are the 2 jokers. There we go. Beautiful, I'm drooling over them. Ah, yes. And I believe, were these 3? No, these are illusionist playing cards. So these were made by illusionist. But I believe that this was a collaboration between... Who was it? Was it? I think this might have been. I think the R actually stands for Ramsey and M stands for Madison. So these might have been a collaboration between Daniel Madison and Chris Ramsey. But anyway, okay. So let's do something. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should do something with the jokers because these jokers are really cool. And guys, if you are familiar with who Daniel Madison is and you've seen any of his videos on YouTube, he has a bird, and the bird's name is Charlie. Not to be confused with Charlie's Beats here, but the bird's name is Charlie, and he refers to the bird as such. And so, yeah. All right, okay. Let me think of something to do with the jokers here. Okay, all right. So, how should we do this? Okay. All right. Okay. So first things first, let's go ahead and ZD Major 7. Alright, we're going to hop up here for a second and welcome in the Raiders. Welcome in, ZD Major 7. Hello, how's it going? Guys, if you're not following our friend ZD Major 7, please give ZD Major 7 a follow. ZD Major 7 is a pianist, also plays for a video game orchestra. So if you like VGM, please give ZD Major 7 a follow. How was the stream today, ZD? Hopefully you had a great stream. Thank you so much for the resub, ZD Major 7. 13 months. Thank you so much for the 13 months. I just realized that we did not go through some of our things today. But ZD Major 7 has signed a card in the Twitch deck. Let me find it. But thank you so much, ZD. It says, I did have a great stream. I had many raiders, so paying it forward. Thank you so much, ZD. Greatly appreciate it. I was about ready to perform a trick using a premium deck of cards. So let me. I can just. Yeah, ZD has signed the 8 of spades. ZD Major 7. Thank you so much for the raid. And if you would like a trick request, let me know. Otherwise, I can just continue with the tricks we are going to be doing. But for anybody who does not know who I am, hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled this weird way. And I like to do sleight of hand card tricks here on Twitch, here on Sleight of Hand Sundays. So, alright, we're going to be using a premium deck of cards for at the moment because somebody did a redeem for me to use a different deck of cards a long time ago, and now I'm finally getting to it. But look, we have the 2 jokers of this deck here. And the 2 jokers are very good at finding very powerful cards in the deck. How do they do that? Well, that's a very good question because all we have to do is just give them a second to just steal a card from the deck. And look, if we take a look, this first card is the Ace of Diamonds. And now, if we just give them a chance to steal another card from the deck. Look, all I have to do is just steal one, and that card that's been stolen is actually another ace, the Ace of Spades. And let's see. So here we have the 2 jokers. Some people think that the jokers have to be face up, but actually they could be face down because look. So and in between them, they have found the Ace of Hearts. And now finally, they're going to find one more. And that's going to be the Ace of Clubs. All right. Jazzy VTV. What? Says Jazzy VTV. How you doing, Jazzy V? Long time no see. Sorry I haven't been around. I think you streamed during, I think, work time for me. And I have to confess that I've had to stop jumping onto Twitch while working. So, yeah. Great! Long time indeed, yeah. I've also not been going and hanging out on as many streams as I used to. So that is also my fault. But alright, but guys, if you're not following our friend ZD Major 7, please give ZD Major 7 a follow. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the resub. And I see Charlie's Beats is redeem for a clear plastic card redeem. Alright, I almost feel like I haven't paid back for the premium deck yet, so I'm going to do this, and then we'll do a clear card redeem. Alright, let's go ahead and do another trick. Let's see if we can do that now. Alright, this one is a magician's choice. Okay, here we go. Actually, this will be another magician's choice, I guess. You know what? We're going to go ahead and introduce all of the aces to you. They may not need any introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. So look, we have the Ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and then the ace of spades. The ace of spades we're going to leave out here, and this will be the leader ace. So this is the ace in which we're going to try and collect all of the other aces together. And then we're going to go ahead and place all of the other aces out on the table, like this. And then we're going to place 3 cards onto each pile, like so. All right, and then we will square up. And let's just do some quick magic. So, first things first, we have an ace here. We're going to make it jump from there to here and swap it with one of these other random cards. I don't know if you saw that, but it traveled through my pinky, through my hand, out my thumb. And now if I show you, there's actually no aces here. Now, we know that the ace of spades is here, and then we have a couple of other random cards. But look, ace of hearts has just jumped down here. Same thing here. Let's go ahead and just touch these piles. They had 2 paths. I felt it go through this one. So it actually just swapped. But now if I show you, there's no aces over here. And now if we take a look, we knew that the ace of spades was here. Here's another random card. We knew that the ace of hearts, but now here's the ace of clubs. And now for the last pile, we'll do this hand. And now if I show you, look, we've got ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, ace of spades. Now here's the thing. You might be thinking there's some shenanigans because, this is sleight of hand magic stream. But look, I'm going to go ahead and grab the ace of spades, and we will place it into this pile. If you were here, I would ask you to put your hand on this pile and not to let me touch it. I'm just going to simulate that with my computer mouse. And look, we have all of the other aces over here. But we're going to draw that ace of spades through your hand and into this packet. Look, we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you saw it, but look, now we have the ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, but also the ace of spades here in my hand. And if you go ahead and remove your hand and look at all the cards underneath it, you could look at these cards yourself. There's no aces here. Okay. Whew. All right. Okay. And that, my friends, I will call that a successful redeem for premium deck of cards. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Jazzy VTV, Saki 830, Charlie's Beats, Durkee Blaine. All right. And now we have to do clear. All right. At this point also, it's getting a little bit late, so I'm going to go ahead and say last call. So if anybody would like to request any more magic, feel free to throw it into the queue. We will finish everything in the queue, and then also do a finale trick. And I don't like to end on a trick that I mess up on, so assuming I don't mess up the finale trick, then we will end stream after that. But go ahead and I'll close the queue after the next trick. Okay, all right, let's see here. Okay, so that was that. And then, okay, now oh yeah, for anybody who didn't know, if you would like to request a trick, and if possible, I can use a different deck of cards for it. All of the channel point redeems that are blue, they are basically different decks of cards that I can do tricks with. So if you take a scroll through some of the weirdest ones, I'll do Magic with Magic the Gathering cards. So one of the underused ones that I think is actually cooler than it probably is using Uno cards. I think last stream we had somebody redeem tarot cards, and I used a tarot deck to show some magic. So Yep. And then let's see. So right now, where's the clear deck here of cards? Where did I put it? Yeah, if you could see my desk now, it is a mess. Secret weird. Oh, nice. I made it in time for the last. Oh, well, it won't be the last if you add something because I just said last call. So if you would like to see something more, but then we also do a we'll also do a another trick. Okay, let me see here. I just realized that I might have made a weird mistake because I found a couple of cards in here that are not facing in the right direction. All right, let me do the trick first. So normally I would do this trick with some other cards, but I don't have to do it with other cards. So let me see. How can I do this? Very carefully. Um, okay. Okay. Let me see. Hold on, I'm just running through this to see if I can do this with clear cards. Oh, okay, hold on, there's a gotcha. I think it's still doable. It's just going to be harder. Oh, but the problem is the ending won't be as good. Charlie. Charlie. I'm going to have to do this trick without because the impact is not going to be good, I think, at the end. But tell you what, I'll do House and Drell's trick with the clear plastic cards. So we'll do that. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, here we go. 4-card trick. As anybody would guess, it requires 4 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are not normal cards, and this is probably the other reason why I would need them, because the impact is not as strong if they were, cards with faces. But these are actually all blank. If I show you 1, 2, 3, 4 blank cards. Now I want you to imagine a face on any one of these. What face? I mean, maybe the face of a card that can be any card. So what face would you imagine? I think a lot of people would imagine a Joker. And so here we have a Joker. Now, what I would like to do with this Joker is I'm going to go ahead and turn it and place it into the packet facing in the opposite direction. You'll see that it is still there because it'll be easy to point out. See? All right, it's right there. But now I just want you to imagine that I'm going to go ahead and wipe that Joker from the face of the card. It's not actually removed. I'm actually going to place it right here on my mat. So the Joker is right there. But now if I show you, you won't be able to see that Joker at all. Because look, it's now blank. And so here, all of our cards are face down. 4. But now I'm going to go ahead and grab that Joker and place it back. I don't know if you can tell, but the Joker's presence is back in the deck now. And so now if I have you take a look, you'll be able to see where that Joker is very clearly right here. Now, a lot of people say that you can tell this Joker because if you look on the face, there's a Joker there, right? If you look on the face of all these, they're all blank. What you may not know is that, like bad data, sometimes things can get corrupted when they are removed from the deck or the packet in this case. But if we take a look at the backs of these cards, these are all blue-backed cards. But if we take a look at the back of the Joker, it's actually red-backed. And that, my friends, is a 4-card trick. Uses 4 cards. ZD Major 7 says, I need to go crash now. Well, thank you so much for the raid, ZD Major 7. Totally understand if you need to go to sleep and go to bed. Definitely. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. Take care. Have a glorious night. Sleep well. Remember to hydrate. Guys, if you're not following our friend ZD Major 7, please give ZD Major a follow. Bad Data is the name of my TNG fantasy, says Alchemmutation. Yeah, there's multiple levels. So, ay. Man, so TNG I think is my favorite. It's probably not empirically the best, but only because of the shenanigans in the first few seasons. But like, I love TNG. Like, I love TNG. Ryan B44. The data is Ryan B. Sorry, ban me. No, it's okay. We're not banning. How can I ban my #1 raider, right? All right. Okay. So, we are going to be attempting to perform a card trick with the clear plastic deck of cards. And actually, before I get there, let me just kind of set up for it and see. Just hope. Okay. All right. For those of you who are unaware, we have channel point redeems here to use different decks. Charlie's Beats has requested using the clear plastic deck of cards. And so these cards are made out of clear plastic. You can kind of see through this diamond on each of the cards here. But the pips are on the corners still, and then you can still see the pips or the face in the middle, and there's 2 jokers as well. So some tricks it's very tough to kind of tell, but other ones are okay. I think also the allure is, hey, if you can see through them, maybe you can see some magic magic method, right? GipsonLens says, I am programmed in multiple techniques. Referencing data speech. So anyway, that is the intent of the clear plastic deck, or sorry, that's what the clear plastic deck looks like. Now I've set aside 4 helper cards over here, and what we are going to do is show you that we have, let's see, who do we want to be the ringleader? Okay. So we have the Jack of Hearts. So these are going to be the 4 burglars. The Jack of Clubs, the Jack of Hearts, and then the Jack of Spades, whom is going to be the leader. And then what we're going to do is I'll just show you that we'll place all of the jacks into 3 different parts of the deck, like here. This jack is going to rob the cash registers. This jack is going to rob the vault. And then this one is going to steal everything from the safety deposit boxes. And so each one of those jacks is going to go clearly into the deck like this. And you can almost kind of see some of them go through in there. All right. And then the Jack of Spades will sit on the top, being the lookout, waiting to see any law enforcement come by. But then, Jack of Spades does see the coppers coming. And so, Jack of Spades says, hey, guys, we got to get out because the cops are coming. And so, they planned this. And so they all run back up to the roof of the bank. And they're now positioned on the roof. And they're going to get away in their helicopter. And that is the 4 burglars. And if you were here, you can take a look at the rest of the deck. There are no other jacks. Those are the only 4 jacks. These could be signed, although I probably wouldn't have these signed because they're clear plastic and the marker would not stay. Even a Sharpie, I think, would take a long time to dry on these. I don't want to test it out. I don't want to buy another clear deck. This clear deck should last me forever, right? Like, that's the point in getting plastic. Charlie's Beat's got the laughing data. Data laughing. You know, I should probably pull out some of my old Star Trek cards because we have so many friends that like Star Trek. I should do some magic with old Star Trek cards. House and Drell says, "You're a wizard, Potter." No, sorry. I added the Potter. That was so cool. Weird cards. I know, right? So weird. All right, so here I might be revealing some magic, but I'm going to do this trick with the clear deck. But it's not like I haven't revealed this on stream, both by accident and deliberately before. All right, here we go. What card is this? That's totally the 5 of spades, right? Nope, it's totally the 10 of diamonds. All right, let's do that again, maybe slightly better. Hold on. All right, here we go. Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts breaks your heart? Absolutely. All right, there we go. four of clubs. Okay, that's very horrible. Although it looks extra awesome when doing it. Extra awesome when doing it with the clear deck. All right. Yeah, for anybody who didn't know, I went to TwitchCon last year with a couple of my mods, GipsonLens and the Rusty Panda, and we put on an interactive workshop where I showed a bunch of tricks and taught people how to do a bunch of tricks. So the snap change was one of them that I taught. So, but anyway, I won't teach it today because I want to basically end soon. But all right, here's how it should look. There we go. Looks a lot better. There we go. Okay, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, oh no, I don't think I taught the snap change. I taught a different change. That was easier. But like, if you want to learn this kind of tells you how much you need to put in time and effort wise. Like, you don't get this right away. It takes a while. All right, guys. With that, I think that is everything in the queue. So I'm going to close the queue. I'll put in a finale trick. Let's do that. Let's clear that. Let's clear this. Let's put in. Oh no, I was rate limited by my own thing. Let me see here. Picasso Aces. Let's do one of my other favorite closers, Picasso Aces. Just did 4 burglars. Okay, cool. Chan the Magic Man says, "I'm going to head to bed. Thanks for the magic." All right, Chan, thank you so much for coming out today. Guys, if you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan, one of the other few magicians that has a regular magic schedule on Twitch. He does Magic Mondays, so give him a follow and catch him tomorrow. But have a good night, Chan. Sleep well. Take care. All right, let's see. And then also, I like to now we're gonna do our outro. So, actually, before we do that, let me make sure I am prepared to do the trick that I want to use as a finale. Okay. There we go. I am. Okay, I'm now prepared. All right. There we go. All right. Vampire Eat says, "Thanks for the stream. Hopefully I catch you again in less than a year." Oh, yeah. Dude, you technically did stop in less than a year. It was like 11 months and something. So you did it. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for coming back. Oh yeah, let me also clear this. All right. All right, so thank you to everybody who came out today. Thank you so much to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you requested a trick, chatted in chat, supported the stream. Thank you so much to everybody who supported the stream. Whether you clicked on a heat map, chose a card, anything like that, thank you so much to you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun. Thank you so much to all the lurkers out there. Magic is one of those rare art forms where I can't do magic for me. If I'm practicing magic, there's no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. Um, Also, thank you so much to all the mods. So thank you so much to Chan the Magic Man. And thank you so much to GipsonLens. Guys, if you're not following both Chan the Magic Man, which we just gave a shout out because Chan was heading out. Also, if you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, please give GipsonLens a follow. GipsonLens is a pianist, plays VGM, popular music, sight reach from songbooks, and also has composed a bunch of his own originals. If you liked the Hype Train music, that was a GipsonLens original, so please give him a follow. And then, let's see. Thank you so much to everybody who rated in today. Thank you so much, Alchemutation and ZD Major 7. Thank you guys so much for bringing your communities over here. Thank you so much to everybody who supported the stream today. Chan the Magic Man, Mark Rides, House Andrell, Alchemutation, House Andrell again, E-Room. Let's see. And then let's see here. Also, everything that you've seen today, whether you believe it or not, can be achieved with sleight of hand magic. So, it is not black magic or sorcery, or I've not made any deals with the devil, but it is good old sleight of hand. But if you believe that it was any and all of those things anyway, I would claim this even if magic was real. Even if that kind of magic was real. Because, it's a great cover story. Also, if anybody, so I basically just stream Sunday nights. I call it Sleight of Hand Sunday. But if anybody wants to see more of me and I'm not around, please check out my YouTube. I have basically over 280 magic performances on YouTube. Also, all my VODs that fall off of retention here on Twitch end up getting put here in this playlist. So feel free to give those check those out or give me a subscribe on YouTube. Greatly appreciate any and all those. So, all right. Other than that, did I cover everything? Cover everybody? Okay. I will do the finale trick. Assuming I don't mess it up, then it will be the last trick. If I do mess it up, I don't like to end on a trick that I mess up on. So we'll do another finale trick, and then we will find somebody to raid. So Jazzy V says, "Thank you for the stream, Nam. Until next time." Yeah, absolutely. All right. Cool. So here we go. Finale trick. First things first. This is one of my favorite tricks. Guys, this is a blue back deck of cards. I want to show you this is a blue back deck of cards. House Andrell says, "Cheers, buddy. Great to see you again." So I have these cards here. These aces are actually not from this deck. So I wanted to show you this because these are blue backed. These are red backed. So here we have the Ace of Hearts, Ace of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, and Ace of Spades. Now, with these 4 aces, I want to do something interesting. And like one of the tricks that I did earlier, when I have 4 aces and I want to collect them all together, that is called an ace assembly. That is the plot and magic in which this happens. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and lay out all of these aces, right? And I'll leave the ace of spades up here because we are going to want to collect all these aces up there by the end of the trick. And so now we're going to be placing 3 cards onto each one of these piles. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that now. And here we go. Excellent stream. Glad I got to be part of it, and we'll be back for more indeed. Awesome. Durkee Blaine. Also, I'm glad to hear that you are a magician as well. So if you peruse my trick list and you see something you want to see, I'm basically ready to perform most of those, or basically any of them during stream. I try and keep them sharp here on stream on Sunday, so it's like a nice check-in to keep me like able to perform them. But if you want to see unique stuff, check out my YouTube because I have a ton of unique stuff that I don't keep in my regular memory, basically. Let's see. Very amateur and out of practice. Oh, you are? Okay. That's right. The thing is, you have a lot of you have magic like knowledge, and so I love talking with other magicians just from like that standpoint. Anyway, all right, guys. So here you can see that the ace is still here, but all we have to do is do a swap. I'm going to grab it, not physically, but ethereally, and I'm going to swap it with one of those blue cards, because now if I show you, look, all these are blue backed cards, and none of these are aces. Turkey Blaine says, I'm just trying to catch your slights. Yes, please try and catch my slights. Although don't call me out on it like during the stream. But if you want to chat about it later, that's fine. So there's no more aces in here. That's actually hopped up here. Before we know that we had the one red ace, ace of spades. But look, now there's going to be 2 and 2, because look, it's blue, red, red, and blue. So here, if you missed that, here we'll do it again. You see the aces right there. But look, all I have to do is grab it, not physically, but metaphysically. Now I'll swap it with another blue card. And now if I show you, look, there's no red back cards and there's no aces. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Because now take a look. We had 2 and 2 before, but now there should be 3 red backed aces, right? And so here we have 3 red backed aces. Okay, and now some people would say, hey, those are shenanigans, and I would be like, yes, you're right, because you're watching a sleight of hand magic stream. But look, if I show you, you'll see that the red back is still there. You'll see that there's the ace of diamonds. From the back, if I just place it in this pile, you'll still see it. But look, from the front, if I show you, you'll still see it there as well, ace of diamonds. But now if I close it up, and I do that swap again, pick it up, swap it out for that remaining blue card in there. Now if I show you, all 4 cards are blue backed. And none of the faces, if you take a look, are aces. That, my friends, means that if we take a look at this pile now, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 red-backed cards, and they're the 4 aces. The ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and of course, the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, is, I'll call that a successful finale performance of Picasso Aces. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and Durkee Plain says never. Yes, that's good etiquette. You don't want to. So I heard a story about a magician and another magician at a hotel, and they're like, "Hey guys, this magician who is just like, we'll call him an antagonistic magician, and my friend magician goes to perform something. This guy says, hey, I saw this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, dude, you're a magician. Why would you ever do that in front of lay people? And it's just like, that's horribly bad etiquette, like, as magicians. Anyway, thank you so much for all the claps and emotes, and for the mind blowns. Jazzy VTV, Vampire Eat, E-Room, GipsonLens, Vampire Eat, House Andrel. Thank you so much. Let's see. Jazzy V says, my new favorite trick to watch. Yeah. So the first time I saw that trick, I was like, whoa. And immediately I was like, I need to learn how that's done, because it's so cool. It's so visual. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's Beats. And it's like, it has this like even if you're not into card magic, you're like, you can understand like the wonder, like how did those red backed aces all get together? Like how, right? Like, so yeah, it's so weird, and how it's like presented, but it's like, yeah. I don't want to say that that's the most complicated trick. It's probably up there in terms of sleights. There's a lot of sleights in that one, but like, yeah, it's not the hardest. If anybody who's been here before has heard me talk about which trick on my trick list I think is the hardest, it's not that one, because I wouldn't close with it like most often. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. So, all right. Anyway, and with that, we'll call that a successful stream. All right. Whew. Now let's go check out people to raid, and let's go somewhere. And unsurprisingly, I do have a streamer spreadsheet, so I can see who I haven't rated in a bit, and / or ever, if I needed to check, which I'm going to pull that up. And then let's see here. You know, I've had trouble viewing Twitch in one specific browser, in Microsoft Edge, which is weird because it was fine for, I don't know, like 3 weeks. And then after that, it's just kind of been really flaky. Only when I'm streaming, too, which is bizarre. But yeah, let's see who is on and where we could go. And maybe who haven't I ever been to before either? Or who haven't I been to in a while? Let me see. There's not as many people, I think, on as usual. All right, let me consult the spreadsheet. Oh my god, my computer is freezing again. Oh no, oh no. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Okay, am I still streaming? Oh my god, I'm still streaming. Okay, okay. So, a couple of streams ago, while I was raiding out and I opened up this browser and it froze, my OBS froze too. April Night. I've not heard of April Night. What can you tell me about April Night? Let me see. Who would I be considering to raid if not April Night? Okay, yeah, everybody else I am considering we've raided pretty recently. Let's see. April Night, musician. Hip tunes from Speak Erie Raid Train, all aboard. Oh, okay, doing a raid train. Oh, jazz raid train. Okay. Currently part of raid train, plays a lot of instrumentals and hurdy-gurdy. Okay, all right. You know what? Let's go somewhere new. Let's go to April Night. Thanks for the suggestion. I've never hung out, but let's go over there. Okay, so I'll start the raid, and then if anybody wants to follow along on the raid, let's copy a raid call. If you're not subbed, you can grab this one. If you are subbed, you can grab this one. For anybody who hasn't been here for a couple weeks, I did change the raid calls, so slightly different than before. But yeah, once again, thank you everybody for coming out tonight and hanging out with me, and hopefully everybody had a great time. It's great seeing familiar faces, great seeing new faces. Thanks for hanging out if it was your first time here. Hopefully we'll see you guys again another time, and other than that, remember to hydrate, take care of yourselves, sleep well, and we'll see you around. All right. Okay, and with that, let's go and raid. See ya. Bye.